My name is Melanie Allred, and I am a curator here at the Brigham Young University Museum of Art. This is The Prodigal's Return by Sir Edward John Poynter, and it's from the 19th century. This painting to me is about homecomings. Homecomings can be exciting for some, they can be joyful, they can be warm, they can have all sorts of lovely feelings attached to them. But I recognize that this isn't the case for everyone. For some, homecomings are fraught with discouragement and disappointment and challenge. And I'm sensitive to the fact that there's a variety of ways that we go home when the time comes. Marjorie Pay Hinckley once said that home is where you're loved the most and act the worst. And it's unfortunately true that sometimes home is the place we feel so comfortable that we let it all hang out and behave in ways that we would never behave towards our closest friends. But there's a safety in that as well, that we can let ourselves be ourselves in our homes and know that it's going to be a safe place. So here in this painting, this is a really well-worn tale. Almost everybody knows the story of the return of the prodigal son. Here we have the way that the painter has portrayed this return. He uses a neoclassical style, so it's very, very realistic, which is helpful to us when we come to approach this painting to see how we respond to this story of this homecoming. It's very, very naturalistic, and there's this space that's left open where I can actually just kind of walk right up and feel like I'm in the scene with the father and the son as they have this experience. I can consider myself to be the brother that is judgmental of my sibling, who was very wasteful and irresponsible, in my opinion, if I'm that brother. Or I can stand in the position of the brother and be grateful that my brother came home, that he recognized that home was a place he could come back to, even though maybe the parting of the ways was not so pleasant. But I can stand here either as that person, or I can stand as the observer and consider my experience with my homecomings, my experience with my family, and what the approach to going home feels like for me. Maybe I'm the one who's toxic in my family, maybe I'm not. But I get to stand here in this painting almost on the same step as this father and this son are standing on. And I get to think about, who am I? How am I in my family? Who am I as a person, and how am I developing myself as a person that can be a part of these relationships? You know, where am I straining my relationships at home, and where am I creating a sense of safety? And if that's not in the home of my birth, how am I able to do that in the home that I am creating for myself now, whether I'm single or married, with children, without children, in whatever relationships that I'm in? How do I show up to those relationships on both sides? The other thing that I love about this painting is actually the title of the story and the title of the painting, this title being The Prodigal. Prodigal actually has two meanings. The meaning that's most common is wasteful. So often we look at this as the prodigal's return, as in the wasteful son is finally coming home, he's finally coming to his senses. But prodigal also means generous. And so here we actually have the return of two prodigals. The return of the wasteful son to his father, and the return of the generosity of his father to his son. It's not just about the son or just about the father, it's about both. And it's about both of their willingness to meet on the first step back into their divine relationship with each other. And as I think about this relationship, and we think about our family relationships, we may never have the perfect relationships here in this life. But what this parable reminds us of is that we have a perfect Father in heaven who knows we're going to squander our mortality, who knows however generous we choose to be, however loving we choose to be, However careless we choose to be, we will have squandered something about this life experience. But he is going to meet us at that bottom stair and receive us and return to us the inheritance that was always promised to us. And he will kill the fatted calf for us. In fact, he already has. With the sacrifice of his only begotten son, he's already killed the fatted calf for us in preparation for our return home to him. So I invite you to come and observe this painting and others here in the museum and think, how do I fit in my Father's plan, and how does this work of art help me to get there?